The following presentation is brought to you by the Realm Network.
Hi guys, welcome to Mr. vs. Mrs. LaGrasso vs. LaGrasso, right here on Vince Russo's The Brand and Big Vito Audio. I'm the Mrs. part, I'm Noel. This is the Mr. part, he's Big Vito, and we're back together again. I came home, bunny. Oh no, I didn't miss that. Hon.
Wow, you've been working out since you've been gone. Wow.
I've been working out like this.
Yeah.
Into fitness. Fitness taco in my mouth.
Hold on.
What?
Hold on. But you did have a gourmet dinner tonight, didn't you?
You made a fantastic Sunday meal, friend.
We're talking salad, like in a restaurant salad.
Like in a restaurant.
You're talking fish, grouper.
I love fish.
And 2 different types of shrimp, baked.
Yeah, Vito went all out for the and I came home, and no sooner do I come home, we have house guests.
Whole house full of people.
CM Serena, who's been on our shows previously, and his fiance Des were here. Des used to wrestle as well. They came down and they brought 3 of our little buddies with them, and we had a house full of people. Uncle Vito was in the kitchen making omelets for everybody Saturday morning.
You had to see it. Let me tell you something. I just made the comment today. I said, I felt like I was in. I took everybody's order and I made everybody a separate.
Everybody has
separate eggs for everybody. Okay, what do you want? Or who come up to the, and it was right after the other. And like, I'm the only one who didn't eat.
I didn't eat either. I was busy handing out plates and cups. So last week was my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. We talked about it on the show, but I finally got my present because I got back. And some people are kind of like, they need a bit of an explanation because they don't know why you bought me a saxophone. Everybody's like, why would he give you that? And I'm like, because I've played since I was 9. But this is really sweet because I told a few people the story, and then I started getting messages because we have such a cute little love story, I guess. When I was in my early 20s, I had to sell my saxophone to pay my bills. I had 2 little kids. I said, oh, I'll get another one someday. All these years later, I kept saying, oh, I'm going to get one someday. Vito got me one to play, and it's blue, and I love the color blue. I've never seen a saxophone like it. Isn't he like the sweetest thing? He knew that story, and they're super expensive, by the way. And he bought me a saxophone, and I'm sitting in here playing Careless Whisper and like all the stuff I used to play. And maybe someday you guys are going to see it, but I have to get a little practice in. But yeah, thank you, Vito, for the lovely gift. It's you give such thoughtful gifts sometimes.
My husband's stock is so way up there. It is way up there. I mean, God forbid, like she ever dumps me.
Why do you always say that? I will never
back on the market,
dump you.
strong. Resume is good,
I will never dump you.
Baby.
All right, before we get into any more stuff with your babies and your nonsense, I would like to let you know formally that you lost the vote last week.
Yeah, really? Strange.
Yeah. No, but do you know why you probably did? Because my story was so horrific. And even on the podcast, you said, I don't think I can top that because my date story was so terrible. It was terrible.
Well, how much did I lose by?
A good bit.
Really? Like I slaughtered?
64% was me.
Oh, that's good.
So
you finally won.
I'm back.
After 5 weeks.
I'm back.
5 weeks, you finally won something.
I'm back.
Just like the beard is back. Did you notice that?
Yeah, Vito shaved his beard while I was gone. What the hell was that, guys? Did somebody give him bad advice?
No, nobody gave. I know what it was, guys. It was getting to the point where I had it cut so fine and it got too low. And I said, let me just shave it all off. She's gone. Grew back. I haven't shaved yet. And I went last week to have it shaped so this way it can grow in. So I've just been trimming it up here. So like it's still, but if I go to have it shaped and just trimmed up,
You just reminded me. I got to go to the barber. I need my edge. I shaved the back of my head. You guys can't see it, but I shaved the back part of my head. But it grew back while I was gone. And I kept saying I was going to go down to the barber, but things were kind of weird in PA. Stuff's starting to get like weird again. Like if you go to some place like a nail salon, where I am around Philly at my parents', you have to call ahead of time and make an appointment because they're only letting like one person into the salon.
Really?
Yeah, like my sister and I wanted to get our nails done. And she goes, well, I'll just call and I'll add you to the appointment because you're staying with me and we wanted to go together. No, sorry, they won't add anybody. You can't come in, even though I was staying at her house for one, long portion of time. Nope. You got to make another appointment. And it was days and days out. I said, just go, I'll hang with the kids. Like so I just didn't get it shaved. Remember you said, oh, go see your cousin because my cousin has a shop. But it was like, nah, that's not going to work here. So that's how, even though she's my cousin and it's her shop, they have to make these appointments. So COVID's getting a little weird. We want to remind you guys, get your vaccines, do it for somebody that you love. It's important. I hate to see people get sick and people die, and it's so devastating. So get your vaccines. Look at your cuteness and pinch your little cheekies. Okay. So we determined that I won. All right, so it's been a big weekend for pro wrestling, and after we discover our talk about our topic here, I want to get into some of the stuff that's happened in the LaGrasso house. I want to talk about, people minding their business. That's what I want. That's going to be today's editorial at the end of the podcast. But right now, Vito. Crazy weekend for returns in pro wrestling. And we don't cover a whole lot of wrestling on here, but we're on a wrestling network, right? So we may as well talk a little wrestling.
Guys, big wrestling weekend. We had AEW, the return of CM Punk. One of the greatest entrances, you'll say, is iconic, historic. You're talking about the Hogan, the Batistas, the Rocks, the Goldbergs. I've been in the building during these pops where it was huge, where it's echo, you can't imagine. When I was in the ring with Goldberg and he came out in Australia, I thought I heard pops before, and I was in 2000. I never heard anything like that in my life. I was like, wow. I heard the roar of Hogan. I've heard the roar of Flair. I've heard the roar of Batista in his prime when he won the title, when he was on top in the WWE. Heard the return of Hogan at the WWE. Bret Hart, there's just so many. But like when you talk about the greatest, that has to be one of the greatest entrances of all time. I
think that the emotion that he showed, he's choked up. He's jumping into the crowd and he's hugging people, and he was so emotional. And then to pay for everybody to have ice cream bars that he had made in a local place in Chicago out of his own pocket to say, thank you for waiting for me. Let me give you something. In addition to coming back, he gave everybody a little gift on the way out, which is insane. Like, I've never seen a wrestler do that. That's like a page out of the old Andy Kaufman gimmick where Andy Kaufman had a show at Radio City Music called Christmas Show. It wasn't really Christmas, though. It was his own Christmas show. Santa Claus came out and he goes, outside of Radio City, there's buses. Get onto the buses. I'm taking everybody out for milk and cookies. And out of his own pocket, he paid for the buses. He paid for the milk and cookies at this cafeteria he rented. It's kind of the same thing. It's a gratitude to fans. And I love that.
No, it was awesome. No, it was an awesome thing. And it was a big, hey, why don't we do this? Why don't we do that? And the WWE saying no. But in the end, he had the time, he had the money, he had the platform to do everything he said, and it got over.
Yeah, bless him for coming back. People are going to call him the savior of wrestling. But really, somebody just said something on Getting Color that struck a nerve with me. They said, he is our generation's Roddy Piper. Remember, Roddy Piper didn't keep his mouth shut about that shit either, and even got fired from WWE for speaking up. They compare him to Roddy Piper, where back in the day, Roddy Piper said what was important. He wore a shirt with all of his brothers' names that passed away in the business on the back. That pissed people off. That pissed WWE off. But he was doing what he thought was right. CM Punk's that kind of guy.
Guys, if you don't stick up for yourself, you don't speak your mind, you're never going to be heard. As long as you're heard and you stick up for yourself, you can always have self-dignity and integrity. and you have respect.
Let's talk about the other big, we have a few, and that's just to interlude. That's going to be our vote this week. Who was the biggest comeback of the weekend? Like, who was the one that you think it's going to change wrestling landscape? The second one I want to talk about is Becky Lynch. She replaced Sasha Banks. Rumor has it Sasha Banks is a possible COVID or injury, but people are saying possible COVID for the timing. They took her out. They brought out Carmella, which was a fart in church. People didn't like that very much. Then music hits, smoke hits. Becky Lynch comes out after having a baby, where she gave up her championship that she had won to, pursue the SmackDown. Yeah, she gave the Raw title to Asuka. Now she is the SmackDown champion. P.S. Spoilers if you haven't watched SummerSlam. She's the SmackDown champion, women's champion, by beating Bianca Belair in 26 seconds. I never sneezed just once. Okay, I'm good. Yeah, so that was a big one. What do you think of that, Vito?
I think that honestly, they should have had a match with Carmella. It should have been quick. Then Becky Lynch come out and then challenge her to a match. It would have been better. They wasted Carmella. They made her look like a fool. Okay, Carmella didn't want to be in that position, but she got treated like a rag doll. To beat the current champion who won at WrestleMania on that platform in seconds, you just annihilated everything she worked for, because there's no coming back from that. What are you working back up to? Who are you going to beat Becky Lynch? You're going to get practice match, how to learn how to take a bump. You got rock bottom. That was it. Good night. One move. See you. If you're the champ, you're supposed to be ready for anything. Bobby Heenan always told me, Vito, never carry your belt around your shoulder or in your hands. You always put it around your waist. I never forgot that, and it was true, because if you watch any of my title runs, I always had the title around my waist.
We have a thing going on TikTok right now that people are cracking up about. It's called How Long Can I Keep My Gold On? It's clips of you wrestling with the belt on, and people are counting how long before you either take it off or it falls off, because that was something funny that you did. You wrestled to see how long you could keep the belt on, and nobody noticed it until recently. So if you go over to TikTok, he's under the Big Vito brand. It's How Long Can Vito Keep on the Gold? We call it Never Take Your Gold Off, and you can count how long Vito keeps his belt on. Now, the other big return was Brock Lesnar with the man ponytail, and he kind of looked like, you don't play too many video games, but there's a character that is in Mortal Kombat that he looked exactly like, except he didn't have multiple arms with the ponytail. And I don't know if that's what he based it on, but Brock Lesnar came back. He even ended the show after it was over by giving John Cena an F5. What do you think of that?
I got to say, I think they brought Brock Lesnar back to top the CM Punk return. It didn't look like Brock Lesnar was in any kind of wrestling shape. He had the shirt on. He didn't look like he was in wrestling shape. I'm sure he's in shape, but he wasn't in wrestling shape. And he was big. He's a big boy. He's a big guy, big man. Came in, did the Roman Reigns stare down, destroyed Cena, which everybody wanted anyway. So it was good. I thought it was a good return.
Okay, so Vito, out of the 3 major returns that we had from Friday to today is Sunday.
You have to put 4.
4. You have a 4th. Go ahead.
The return of Noel Harlow back to her costume.
Is that the big weekend return?
Well, you're part of it. You started it off.
I did. I literally marched into my house, got a beautiful gift from my husband, came in, put a new Yul Brynner cookie jar up, which I don't know if Vito cares, but I did it anyway. I'm running around the house and playing the saxophone. I'm playing with little kids. Like, I literally was a loud comeback for the weekend.
Yeah, and then you played.
I said I played the saxophone, marching around the house with a saxophone.
Loud.
It is very. I play very loud.
So there are 4 choices.
You're really gonna put Noel Harlow comeback as a choice? I can't even vote for myself because I'm choosing CM Punk.
But you can't vote.
That's right. I really can't. But your stance is you think Brock Lesnar was the big comeback for the weekend, other than Noel Harlow, or do you think Noel Harlow is the big comeback? I know Becky Lynch you think was wasted.
Becky Lynch, CM Punk, Brock Lesnar, Noel Harlow.
What's your vote? Because we get a vote beforehand. We don't
realistically on any other show or any other week. I would say Brock Lesnar.
What are you going to say?
Jacked, brother. Just
I know, right? I ate a lot in PA. So you think that I'm the comeback of SummerSlam weekend?
Comeback of the SummerSlam weekend.
Look at this guy over here. Noel Harlow's return home is bigger to him than Brock Lesnar.
My husbandship stock is so high right now. If you divorce me, ladies, I'm working out for
Pause,
the
Vito. I gotta go to the bathroom.
What?
I have to go to the bathroom.
What the fuck? Like, brother.
Sorry, I have to go.
But brother.
Nope.
Brother.
Gotta go.
Brother.
All right. Did you say anything else? Or you're just waiting for me?
No, just wait for you.
Okay. All right. So you're thinking I'm the big return of the weekend.
Yes.
And I'm saying CM Punk.
Brock Lesnar is my vote.
But you still believe that I'm the return? Okay.
Yes, you are the return of the week.
Vito believes I'm the return, but technically I think Vito should be Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar, Becky Lynch, CM Punk, Noel Harlow. Pick and choose your vote.
Choose your vote. You can vote on Twitter at Magic T Spiller. I will have the vote up Monday at noon, which is obviously today, since that's when they'll be watching it. I just saw the greatest thing ever because I had to take a break and I was in the bathroom. I was looking at my phone. Nikki Bella was at SummerSlam.
Was she?
She trashed it on WWE TV. Them recording. She said it is very disheartening to see what they did to Bianca Belair. She is such a talent. And they asked her, what was your favorite part of SummerSlam? She says, I have no favorite parts. It made her pissed because she feels like they buried the women's division by doing that. Gave them a throwaway match. And so Nikki Bella came out and said, I enjoyed no parts of SummerSlam. I think this is the first time Nikki Bella and John Cena have been in the same place at the same time since they're broken up. Can anybody else think of another time that happened?
Yeah, but I mean, okay, so it's there. But and for her to come out against the company, and so you know what? I read something that she was bitter because she didn't get the writing job. That's because she's not dating John Cena. She's
not going to get the props that she got before when she was dating John Cena. And I don't think John Laurinaitis has the pull that he used to have. Mm-mm. I don't think he does. I think that Nick Khan, who's half an idiot, only cares about investors. I think he has more pull than anybody in the company right now because he's promising to make them money. But yeah, she went on. She buried it. You guys can find that. Big Ray has it on his Instagram. Go check out Big Ray's Instagram. He has the clip on there. She's with her brother, and she literally was like, "There was no good parts of SummerSlam." Right to him. Go ahead, Nikki
Everybody's
Bella.
entitled to their opinion, no matter who you are. And you know what? If you're going to speak your mind, speak your mind.
Speaking of speaking minds, can we discuss what occurred when I came home with the crazy person?
No, let's not talk about it.
You don't want to talk about it? No. Can we talk about people minding their own business?
Yes.
Okay. That's going to have to be part of it. I won't give details. Guys, I wanted to bring up some things that have happened over the past several weeks in and out of wrestling about minding people's business, right? Okay. I was at the airport. I saw tons of people at the airport pointing at me and saying, well, why can she have a bag on the plane? There was a lady who was in a wheelchair who didn't really need to be in a wheelchair. She just had a little trouble walking, but they put her in a wheelchair. And I'm not judging her, but she was sitting next to me and she goes, why does she get to have a bag on the plane? I thought there was no carry-ons and it's only personal items and she has a personal item in a bag. And then I saw another person do it and another person. What's in my bag is medical equipment. They won't put medical equipment under the plane. It goes somewhere separate. So you carry it on. So my black bag is a carrier for medical equipment. There's medication in there. It's parts to my walker, all that kind of stuff. Why could those people not mind their own business? One of the flight people actually came over to me and said, please ignore anybody that comes up to you asking about your bags. The staff knows what you have. They tag it and everything, but yeah, why did I have so much? Well, because I have a walker and I have a medical bag for the walker. Minding your own business. People were literally pointing and arguing. And I had one lady, I even sent my sister a picture, who would not stay away from me. She was in a red winter jacket. You know those big puffy jackets? She's an older white lady. So she had Karen written all over, the short blonde haircut and everything. And she kept walking up to me and looking like she was trying to see what was in that bag. I took a picture of her because she was hovering over to me. And I told my sister, I said, I'm going to have to dispose of this white woman pretty soon because she had no mask and she wouldn't stay away from me. Why is it her business that I have medical equipment?
I don't know.
Another point. Ric Flair this week. Can we discuss that before I get on to my next weird ass person?
Yeah, because
this is where I'm leading to.
This bothered me.
This bothered Vito. And it's been several instances I've noted this. Ric Flair, there was supposedly a picture of Ric Flair that went on the internet this week, and he was on it looked like an Amtrak train, like the business train or the, not the business train, the ones with the cars. And he was supposedly had a woman's legs up over her head doing some dirty things, going downtown. You know what I mean? But Ric Flair says it was not him. He does not take the train. He was in Mexico. Did not take the train from Mexico. Like, that's what he said. But the internet ran with it, said it was Flair, enough so that TMZ put it up and contacted Flair to see if it was Flair. Why can't people mind their own business? That was not that man. That was not that man.
And I'll just say this in a nutshell. When you're out there, and you approach somebody's wife and you got mouthy and you say you'll kick somebody's ass. And then you say, go get your fucking husband. And that fucking husband is me.
I went and got my fucking husband.
And then the first thing I'm going to ask you is what you say to my wife. Hold on. Back up. Hold on. Back up. I didn't mean it. No, you fucking were pretty adamant. Go get your fucking husband.
See, some issues occurred over the weekend. We had visitors. Okay. And there was something that happened where I was actually following the rules. I was literally following the rules. And a person not only threatened me, but the kids I had with me, who she thought were my kids, because I didn't belong. Except I do belong. I was supposed to be there. And she had a fit and threatened to beat up me and kids.
So people, kind of like mind your business because you don't know whose husband is who. And anybody who ever fucking threatens my wife or says, go get your fucking husband, you better not, don't ask for something you don't want. Because as soon as I hear that you threaten my wife, my fucking balls get twisted. And then as I ride there, I get more angrier. And then I'm revved up. And then I'm not going to stop. And then if you answer me stupid and you're a male, I'm going to crack your fucking head open. The
crazy thing about the whole thing that happened is I literally called Vito because I didn't even have what am I going to do? Like, what am I going to do? So I called Vito, and Vito happened to be here with another wrestler. So this person, I don't think, thought that two pro wrestlers were going to show up, but it was a minding your own business thing. I was doing something that they didn't like, even though it was the law, and it didn't have anything to do with masks or politics or anything like that.
Just mind your fucking business.
Yeah, just mind your business. That's the other thing. I don't want to give this away because too many names, but a relative of mine went into a church today, not for church. They don't have church at church. It was for a meeting at church. And somebody walked up to her and goes, "What's with the mask?" With aggression. Excuse me? You don't have to wear a mask if you don't want a mask. That's on your dumbness. But my sister is protecting or not my sister, I'm sorry, the relative is protecting other people. Anybody's protecting other people while you're wearing a mask. You can't expect that everybody's going to share the same opinion of you, but if you just mind your own business, nothing will happen. Agreed?
Just mind your business. People.
Just mind your business.
But why cause controversy and drama? It's just like people on Facebook ask me for money all the time. I don't have to donate to anybody. I have a wife to take care of. I have a family. If I gave out money to everybody out there, I'd have to get a part-time job at Walmart to pay my bills. And then for all these people out there who I came up with the best line ever, hey, listen, stop going to Burger King, eat egg whites. It's cheaper.
Paul Laurie, I love that.
Yeah, it was good.
It was really funny because that like I know we're like kind of on a rant right now, and like we're not mad about anything, but we're just like there just comes a point where you're just living your life and you just want people to mind their own fucking business.
Life is stressful enough, and nobody. You know what's funny? I come on here and I go on Facebook and I post positive things every day, but nobody knows what really goes on in my life, and I'm in some stressful situations that nobody knows about because I don't divulge anything. And it wears on me because I care about people. I help people. I work where I assist people and help people. And when these things are going home with you, and then you're away for a couple of days, and then you hear what happens when you're not there, it upsets you because if you were there, you could have prevented something. So don't ever take anybody's life for granted like it's all roses, okay? Because everybody's got something going on. And even though I post happy things every day, I choose to be positive every day. I choose to live on a happy note, right? Why don't you do this? I live on a golf course. I go to the country club. I play softball. I go to the gym. I tan. I look good. I feel good. I'm just saying, I have everything going for me that I want without wrestling. And my life is peaceful. But then you have people who want to try and bring drama to my fucking life. Like people who ask me, hey, you want to come on my podcast? Yeah, no problem. So somebody else comes on. So what are you going to do with the podcast? And how about hello? My name is so-and-so. How are you, sir? I know that you were speaking to my coworker. Would you like to come on our podcast? How about go fuck yourself? I don't have to do your goddamn fucking podcast, and go take a fucking boat over to the fucking Guinea land and go get your ass kicked by a bunch of Italians.
What does that have to do with it? The Guinea land?
Because I'm fucking tired of this bullshit from fucking people.
But the whole bottom line to it is, if everybody just minded their own business, everything would be fine. If you don't have money, I'm sorry to hear that. And we do a lot of charity work and stuff like that, but really,
I work for everything I get.
But again, mind your own business. The people go to you, well, you have money. Mind your own business.
I have money because I work for it.
Mind your own business.
I earn it. Okay. And you know what? Like the old saying goes, you take care of your own. Did you show up? I always fucking show up.
Especially when I call my husband and say somebody's cussing me out somewhere.
So when you show up, that's when fucking game is on. And I'm just tired of fucking people being the ass. We have enough to deal with in life. We have this COVID. We have Afghanistan. We have a fucking domestic issue with money and working and unemployment and jobs and everything in this fucking world. Lay off people's business and fucking take care of yourself. That's the end of the show. Close it out.
You're so fucking aggressive.
No,
I know, you're just so aggressive. All right, guys. Sorry we ranted there, but the bottom line, mind your fucking business. Guys, you can catch us on Patreon, where you don't have to mind your business. You're part of the group. Patreon.com/The Big Vito Brand. We have plenty of shows, plenty of matches, a lot of neat stuff coming up on there. You can get to see Vito and Virtue and Dr. Jargo, Big Ray, and myself all working together to make that product really cool. So go ahead and hook yourself up with that. Also, we're on Twitch.tv/The Big Vito Brand, where every Sunday night you get to go live with Big Vito with Getting Color. He does watch-alongs with all the pay-per-views. Him and Virtue cover all the week's wrestling news. The Getting Color you just did was so good. You have got to hear Vito's rant on Nick Khan because it's high level shit. That guy's a fucking idiot. So go check that out. Go listen to that. That'll be out on Big Vito Brand Audio today, and the replays will be on Twitch. We're on all social media under the Big Vito Brand. I'm at the Magic Tea Spiller. Join us on TikTok. We're blowing up TikTok. Tons of great stuff on there. Everything again right there at the Big Vito Brand. And we appreciate you guys' patronage. We appreciate you guys staying with us. And we will catch you back here next time on Mr. versus Mrs. Bye-bye.